Why, hello, Alice. Thank you for coming back to the Mad Tea Party once again. I have one of my favorite guests with me this evening, the Copper Queen herself. Thanks for being here, Isha.
Hey, thank you so much. I'm glad to be back.
Yeah, it's good to see you.
You as
Uh,
well. I've been keeping busy.
yeah, you've been busy. You got back from New Orleans recently, I saw. You
I did. I did.
I saw the pictures you took with Marie Laveau's grave. That was super cool.
Listen. Oh my goodness. That was the best experience I ever. I had been wanting to do that for years. Go to her grave. I left an offering too.
Oh, that's awesome. Would you leave?
I left her one of my copper bracelets.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Yeah. That's you're like a modern voodoo queen. What
Right.
when was she around?
Her actual, so she's a Virgo. Her birthday is actually September the 10th. So when I went down there, her birthday was the day before that. I wanted to get there on the 10th, but I just went on the 11th. And she was like, she's back in like the 1800s.
Okay. Real
So
old.
she,
Okay.
yeah, so cause she was like 81 something when she passed.
Wow. What did she if you don't mind like brushing me up on the history a little bit. I know she was a voodoo queen, but what was she known for? What did she do?
She definitely was a well-known healer in New Orleans. She was a free woman. She practiced hoodoo, voodoo, and Catholicism. So she was very known to help people in her church, and she used to do hair too. So she had a lot of people that came to her and got their hair done by her, but as well as got her healing. Her help. She helped people if they had any kind of infertility issues, wanted so they could have children, healing diseases, just a lot of stuff, and teaching them spiritual practices for themselves and helping people speak to their ancestors. She was a medium. She was everything. And
Oh,
if you go down there, every shop pays any metaphysical shop they paying homage. So she's like still the voodoo queen.
that's awesome. So she was doing a lot of like holistic medicine and healing and stuff too. That's cool.
Yes. She's definitely a big inspiration for me. Which is why I had to get down there.
Mm.
Right.
Do you know, was she big in her community like when she was alive too?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. She's still getting the same love as she got
Yeah,
when she was alive, even
I
after
got
she's gone. Because another thing that people don't, they never really, people used to say she was older because her daughter, when she passed away, took on her, like took over. So, and her daughter apparently looked identical to her. So, and her daughter took on her name. So they was able to act like she never really died. That's why people kept saying she was alone, but it was her daughter that stepped in and took on the roles of her mother and kept the reputation going even longer.
Wow, that's awesome. It's like
Right.
she kind of immortal in that way.
Yes, that's why people used to say she was immortal because her daughter, she taught her daughter everything she knew, and her daughter actually kept it going. Like, no, some kids don't tend to do that. They may do something totally different from their parents, but she was like, no, I'm keeping my mama's legacy alive and took on her mama's role.
Wow. Yeah, I mostly know about her from American Horror Story. I gotta look
That,
into that more.
oh, that's my stuff.
Yeah, I like that season a lot.
It
Yeah.
was Coven, and they was in Apocalypse too, but Coven was the best, absolutely.
Oh, she was in the Apocalypse season too?
Yep, I got both. Well, she actually got resurrected and came back from the dead.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Right.
Hell yeah.
So
Well,
yeah.
you got some events coming up if you want to talk about that.
Yes, I do. I have two events coming up. One is actually on Halloween night. I'm actually happy Halloween is going to be on a Friday this year. So it's called the Witches Conjuring Festival. It's here in Nashville, Tennessee. I do have tickets on my page. I mean, on Eventbrite that people can get that donation base. If you give something, it really helps out. And I have several vendors, several tickets have already been sold. And that's the most recent one. I've been promoting that one since like May. And then I have another event called the, Euro Market in December, and I'm gonna start doing those like annually. I'm excited for both, but yeah, it's gonna be a bonfire. I don't know about Yule because if it's too cold, ain't nobody going to no bonfire because
Yeah.
it's December.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I mean, I'll still go.
Right? I know. I mean, I told people depending on how it is, because who's gonna keep that fire going out there when it gets super
Yeah.
cold? I know I'm not.
Yeah. So the Witches Conjuring Festival, where's that held at?
It's going to be at my shop here in Nashville, Tennessee. It's like on the Madison East Side, so the address and everything is on the tickets. I don't want to yell it out here, but
Yeah,
it's pretty nearby. It's still close to the East Side for my East Siders. You know what I'm saying?
I got you. Okay.
Yes.
Well, we'll put links up we'll put ticket links up in the description. Definitely go to that. I'll be there and we'll see you there.
Thank you. It's gonna be great. I'm excited. I've been passing out a lot of flyers because y'all know I do. Well, you know I do a lot of events. So I just ran out of flyers again. I done printed at least three or four different times of flyers. So it's gonna be a pretty decent, great turnout.
Hell yeah. I can't wait. I don't have anything going on Halloween, so I'll be there.
Oh, thank you. Because
I wouldn't
I
miss
miss
it.
you anyway.
Yeah. I wouldn't miss it. So your shop is open now to the public, is that right? I think Neef told me that.
That's Yes, I opened it up a year ago today. So I just hit my year anniversary back in August. It was still so new. Uh, and I ain't gonna, I ain't gonna front. I wasn't really promoting it like that just yet because I was still trying to get a lot of stuff together. I was selling a lot of stuff because the shop I'm using there used to be an Airbnb, and I decided to trade that out to open up my metaphysical shop because I was like, I'm more passionate about it versus Airbnb.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'll swing by
Yes.
sometime. What services are you offering?
So yeah, that's another thing. When you come by the shop, you get more. I went to school for psychology, so I am like a counselor, and I also do tarot readings, rune stone readings, crystal ball readings, ancestor readings. I do tea readings. I do astrology readings, natal charts. I do. Let me see, I hope I named
Um,
everything. I do moon readings as well. People for like do lunar work and want to stay in tune with moon messages. So I do cartomancy readings. So that's my top thing where I use my playing cards to give you a message. I love doing that. And I have
that's cool.
pendulums, so I do pendulum readings.
That's awesome. Um, yeah, I've never had cartomancy like with playing cards read before. That's cool.
Yeah, that's the fortune telling readings. Yeah, I love it. It's amazing. It's more deep. It's a deeper for me because I tell people you have to use what tool you're strongest at, and I feel like I channel super good with the cartomancy.
Yeah, I got yeah, I've been trying a couple of different ways of divination. I'm still trying to find the one I like the most. Um, like crystal's cool. I had a lot of fun one time scrying broken glass. It's like
Really?
cracks in glass. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Is that you said cartomancy is your favorite?
It's my favorite. Yeah, I love the cardamom, and I love. You know what? I love cardamancy, and I love ruins.
Mm, yeah, like North runes.
Yes, I love me
Nice.
doing some ruin readings. It's something about them stones that, like, when it just it turns me up, and I be like, I'm like, I did a lot about it.
Yeah, it is cool watching you work because like a a real one just like steps out of themselves and like is just streamlined into it, and yeah, it's always really cool to see that.
Thank you. Yes, it's
Yeah.
been I'm almost booked out already, all the way to December with events, including my stuff. You know what I'm saying? I said this business is really starting to pick up. I like that specifically here in Nashville too. The
Hell yeah, I'm
spiritual
so glad to
community
hear that.
is thank you.
Yeah, so did I cut you off? What were you saying?
That was it. I was just saying the spiritual community is really picking up, and I'm happy
Yeah.
because it has been. I feel like when spirituality first took off, it was a lot of stuff that was still not being heavily promoted just yet. And that's because I think we talked about this last time, because there are still different places throughout Tennessee that this stuff is illegal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's different counties. Like in Hendersonville, this is illegal. And
What
certain parts of Goodlettsville is illegal too.
what's illegal? Like
Fortune telling, they don't allow it. It's like banned in the county. Yeah.
no shit.
You can look it up. It used to be banned in
Wow.
Nashville, Tennessee. It just
Wow.
it was banned in Nashville, Tennessee back in like the early 2000s, and they really finally released it. So it used to, but back then I was doing it in secret. You see what I'm saying?
Wow, as early as the 2000s it was banned. That's crazy. I had no
And
idea.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember, but I don't know how long. I can't remember. No, I don't think you're from here. But back in the day, they used to have metaphysical shops on Broadway, and they shut them all down.
Wow. So it's a
So they shut them.
crime. Wow.
Yeah. So I remember I was real young then. So they shut them all down, and it's this one shop that's still down there now, and it's like a machine where you see the genie and with the crystal ball inside. It's just a machine. You could push it and get your fortune read. But there used to be a real shop in there.
Wow.
It used to, and then they shut them down. But then there was a fight about it for years, and they finally dropped the ban on fortune telling in Nashville specifically. So that's why I said it's still places in Tennessee that it's illegal to do this stuff.
That's some shit, man. I never knew, I didn't know it was ever a crime. That's wild.
Yes.
Yeah, that like it's funny though, because like that gives like credence to it for like people who are skeptical. It's like
Hmm.
well, the government was saying don't do it, so there's got to be something to it, right?
Right. I know a young lady, she actually used to live, she didn't live in Nashville. She lived in one of those counties here in Tennessee that it was illegal. So she had to open up a shop in Nashville. And we actually was on this Green Witches other podcast together in I think it was This Is Nashville. We was on This Is Nashville together, and she was talking about how she had to drive all the way to Nashville just to have a store instead of being able to have a store where she lived at, which was like 45 minutes away or something like that.
Wow. That's
Yeah, but she
great.
doesn't even live there no more. She got so sick of that. It got the store was too expensive here in Nashville because she used to have a store off of Trinity Lane, and she moved. I think she doesn't even live in the state of Tennessee anymore.
Oh wow. But that doesn't happen to be Draconis Arcanum, does it?
Say it again.
There was a shop on Trinity called Draconis Arcanum. They sold
Yeah, that's her.
that's the
Uh-huh.
one. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
we
used
was
to
on
live.
This Is Nashville together. Yeah, that's her. I loved her. I used to go in there before
Yeah,
I
me
had my
too.
shop. Before I even thought about, I had been wanting to have my shop, but I hadn't got it in the works yet. I used to support her shop because she's close down. She's literally down the street from where I am now. Like it's right off Dickinson Road and Trinity Lane. You turn on
Yeah,
Trinity Lane.
I used to walk there. I used to live back in those neighborhoods. So um
Wow.
yeah, that was a cool spot. I miss it.
It was, and now that's gone. She was really the only store like that in Nashville because they were, the stuff that she was selling the real occultist
Yeah.
stuff, if you know what I mean.
I remember I went to I was looking for some heavy stuff. I think I bought the Lesser Key of Solomon. Um
Yeah.
I was looking for like heavy demonology stuff, and I went to Cosmic Connections, and they're kind of no shade to them, but they're like, it that's a lot more.
What you mean? They don't have a lot of dark art stuff in there
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, they don't. And Draconis was like not like that at all. They had everything.
She had this Lilith book in there. She had this. I bought this glamour magic book from her, and I was like, "See, this is what I'm talking about. What is it?" I was
Yeah,
like, "So she actually, I could give her props." I was like, she inspired me, like for real. Like I need to get my shop going because I sell a lot of. I still got more stuff coming in, but I'm gonna cultist myself, and I work with the dark arts, and that's more stuff that I'm selling. You know what I'm saying? That people don't understand. They have been taught for forever that it's demonic and it's evil, and I was like, I gotta find my tribe, like Hell. What is it, Hell of Nashville? They're the only other occult store. It's called Hell Nashville, something like that.
hmm. I don't know that one.
It's out east too. It's next to the East Room.
Okay. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. They got like taxidermy in there and stuff.
They do. I've been in there
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
They be having their night markets and stuff.
Every time I'm at East Room, it's after their store hours, but I've looked in there before. It looks cool.
Right. So it's like it's not that many stores like that carry dark art stuff uh without, because some place, even, yeah, in Franklin, Tennessee, it's illegal too. I know that because I know a girl that she had to open up a shop in Antioch. I think she may live in Franklin, and she had to open her shop in Antioch because Franklin, Tennessee said she could not open up a dark art store in Franklin, Tennessee.
Wow.
So like the Cool Springs area, they was not having it.
That's some shit. That's very un-American because that's not freedom of religion.
It's not, and that's, to me, I think it's it's crazy that people don't realize, we talk about this stuff like, the witch burnings and the demonization of people that practice what we practice versus the Christian and Roman rising and all that stuff. And we don't realize it's still going on. It's still going on in other cities too. It's illegal, period. Like I think I forget, it's another area. It's another girl. She had a serious incident, and everybody was keeping up with it. I can't remember where. I can't remember the name of the city she's living in off the top of my head, but she had an occult store, and cops was coming to her shop. This ended up hitting the news, telling her she couldn't open the shop.
Wow.
Whole nother city. This ain't even Tennessee. I think it's called Hanover or something like that. Is that what it's called?
I don't know. That's
Yeah, that I think that's the name of the area. That I don't. It was I had never been to the area, so I was like, wow. And they was like literally sending her letters. She had to fight them in court and everything. I never figured out if she ended up shutting her store down or not. But yeah, cops was literally knocking on her shop, telling her you got to close the store now. I'm like, what?
that's bullshit. That's so I this America's not what it's supposed to be.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, especially like we talked about this last time you were here, um, just about like division and hate and like healing and all that, and like the world's gotten even crazier since then. Like you notice, everyone was upset about the Epstein stuff, like everyone, all sides of it, and then all the like everyone was on the same page, and then the whole Charlie Kirk thing happened, and now everyone's at each other's throats again. And I'm like,
That's what I'm saying. It's all politics though. The spiritual
yeah,
community, I mean, we got our problems in the spiritual community, but we ain't doing this.
yeah, it's gotta like, well, like people like you, that's it's just so important right now. Like healing, we all got it. We have to come together because the only real fight is the powers of darkness, and like not the powers of darkness, but like the corrupt businessmen and politicians versus the rest of us, and that's it.
Thank you, because being in that stuff, I feel like it's definitely a control mechanism. I understand people highly resonate with it, and people are in it, but it's not safe. Honestly, it's corrupt. I mean, look at that. Let's remember. I think people don't forget about that, and I don't think it was real. But that little assassination attempt on President Trump back then, all that stuff.
Yeah, that was bullshit. That's
Right, it was fake, but this is my thing. Even if it was fake, well, people don't get the fact that they would do a fake assassination. Then, like you said, Charlie Kirk, this wasn't fake. What was that about? Why are y'all trusting this system that plays with your emotions and your feelings and in front of your face?
yeah, yeah, that was absolutely I got some theories about which one, but it was definitely like an organized uh like government hit, and it was the point of that was to divide people. It was like to
Right,
split,
man.
to put them against each other, because it's classic divide and conquer. It's what we've seen in this country forever, is put men against women, white versus black, just rate religion, like religion against religion, like everyone fight each other instead of us all coming together and being like, hold on a fucking second, like we have all the
Mhm.
power here, but we don't know it because we all feel so disenfranchised and scared. But the truth is, like, the people at the top are scared of us. And
Heck yeah, because they got smaller numbers.
yeah, and and like coming together, but also just like ritual practice, like uh, that kind of healing and that kind of like pursuit of knowledge, like arcane knowledge, is like they definitely don't want us doing that either.
Man, you just took the words out of my mouth. They do not want to know how powerful we are together doing rituals. Like I'm a reference Avatar. You remember on Avatar how they all linked together under that one tree. Their hair was linked, and they started to saying them chants together, and they made stuff happen. That's not fake. That's why it was banned practicing spiritual practice. That's nothing. Indigenous practices got banned back in the 1900s as well. And so they were saying, well, it got unbanned finally, but it used to be banned for us to even do ceremonies and rituals together.
Yeah. I mean, which is bullshit because that's what the Christians do, that's what the Muslims do, that's what the Jews do, is they all get together and do rituals. So I don't see why everyone else can't do that.
Well, it was a fight against power, so they had to defeat their competition. That was a very powerful competition that they was, so they had to do that. That's all it was. It was about power and control and defeating people. So, and there's a lot of people that's been away from their spiritual practices for so long, they don't even know how to do it. They're too scared to return to it. They're brainwashed. I be trying to tell people, what was your ancestry like? I tell people that's why you should know your roots. Go back on your family roots because I'm gonna be at the a lot of festivals coming up, but I'm gonna be at the Nashville Pagan Festival and stuff. And paganism was something that everybody around the world practiced in different cultures. We had different things we may have did, but a lot of stuff was similar because we were celebrating the seasons. You see what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like
Yeah.
I'm going to an event tomorrow with it's like an autumn, expo. It's called the Serenity in the South, and it's about celebrating autumn. So all of it was just celebrating the seasons, the universe.
Yeah. Nature focused religions. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really all it was. And they know nature's powerful. The powerful, that's what witchcraft is too, that people don't get. Witchcraft is pretty much working with nature and working with Mother Earth magic. You see what I'm saying? They definitely don't, because they don't want you giving Mother Earth her love and honor, respect, and tapping into her energy because she's powerful. I mean, she creates earthquakes, she sinkholes, tornadoes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
You
That's
don't know what she's gonna do.
yeah, that's they've got to be like freaking out that people are starting to wake up finally because
Absolutely.
it's been a long time coming.
They
Yeah.
sitting around like they stopped because okay, I think we may have talked about this too, but I think you remember back in 2020, they said because they shut down people being able to go to church because of the COVID, so you couldn't go. Everybody had to go online. And with people being forced to go online and have church service, people didn't like that. So people stopped going to church.
Yeah. Yep.
So they lost more church members and more churches closed up. Now, I will say this. They help since churches are 501c3 protected and all that, they nonprofits, there was a lot of programs for nonprofits during that time that they could apply for and get funding to stay open until the
Oh,
pandemic was over.
wow.
Yeah. See, I'm saying, see how they protect them?
Yep. That, yeah,
Yeah.
that's our money. That's our money doing that.
And they protected them so they could stay open until the pandemic was over, the lockdown was over, so they could get their members back and stay on top. They going that's what they do.
And that's
You think they doing that? You think they did that for the coat shop? Hell no.
yeah, it's
Heck no.
crazy. Crazy times we live in. It's so like every time has been like this where it's like it's unprecedented. We've never seen it before. That's true of every generation, but like man, it's crazy right now. Like we've had cars, what, like 100 years, a little over 100 years, something like that.
Yes.
And then since then, like well, like since discovery of like harnessing electricity, and
Hmm.
then we get the internet like 30 years ago, 40 years ago, something like that.
Right. Yeah, it had to because I was in high school or right before high school when I had one of them little cricket phones that they used to have with the flashlights on them. And we first started texting. Texting was so cool.
Yeah, I had a flip phone, was my first phone. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was like 12, 11 or 12 when I had my first phone. And I was like texting my friends, like, oh my God, I can just text you this message. You can read it. Coolest thing ever. And them phones was like $1 a day back then. It was that dollar a day phone.
It moves so fast now. Like, um, 5 years of technology now is like 100 years of technology back then. Like we're at the start of this AI thing. I don't even know what's going to happen with that. What do you think of
Oh my God.
what do you think about the
You talking
AI?
about the AI stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad you asked me that because last night I just looked at this thing called, they have AI singers now. So what they can do is record anybody's voice and to put it into this AI robot thing, and they can sing and do as many shows as possible. I said, what?
Wow.
What?
I
I said,
know.
so now you're about to have fake AI musicians and stuff. They don't even want real people singing them because they said the robot never gets tired. They can book as many shows as they want, put them on tour as much as they want. They ain't got to worry about taking time off, fighting over money. They literally started stating all the problems they would could eliminate. And another thing too, I don't know if you remember what they happened to Angie Stone and even Michael Jackson, but they took their royalties and stuff, so they
Yep.
ain't gonna have to worry about none of that no more.
Yep.
That's a
Um,
freaking serious power move.
yep. Yeah, and they did the hologram Michael Jackson thing. Remember that?
Yes, that's what it's all. I didn't like that. I was like, hell, I did not like that.
No, I don't, it doesn't bode well.
It actually made me cry because I said, no, y'all not about to do this to our king. You took him out, and now you want to still make money off his death with his.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
didn't like that. I'm like, I'm not paying. And people that pay for those tickets, they crazy. I ain't paying for those tickets to see that fake shit.
yeah, I'm glad you said that too. They killed him. They killed all the greats. All the
The
greats
real
that I know.
superstars.
Yeah. Hendrix. Um,
Man, he was 27.
yep,
He
yep.
was young. Had that song Voodoo Child, it's one of my favorite songs of his.
Oh my God, it gives me chills. That's such a good song.
I be
He would
tagging that song all the time when I post stuff.
he would have gone on to be like a spiritual leader, you know? Like,
Yes, he would. He was already doing it through his music, right?
yeah,
He,
they had to kill him. They
he was bringing them song. He was tapping in. He was definitely a voodoo man. You know what I'm saying? He let it be
oh yeah.
known.
Um,
They had to get him out of there, and it was always some kind of opiate or medicine because he died from some barbiturate or something like that, overdose.
yeah, that whole thing's suspicious. They
Thank you.
he was on some shit. Like he knew some stuff. He has that song, I think it's called The Axe is Bold as Love, where he's got it's like very Hindu, like three heads. Uh
Yeah,
and there's a song on there, I think it's called Three is Six is Nine. And like he was definitely into some hippie shit. Like he knew about some arcane knowledge for sure.
yes, he did. I wish he would have been around a little longer though.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a huge loss for humanity. Yep, that's what happens when you say things they don't like.
Especially with music, because music is one of the biggest, powerful tools out there when it comes to casting spells. Because people
Yeah.
tend to it's the melody, where people are frequency and vibration. So if you sing to people, it's really siren magic. That's what people don't get. They talk about the sirens that, lure men to their death with their voice and all that. But so yes, you can lure people to their death, or you can lure people to awakening with your voice.
It is certainly a spell. Absolutely.
It's
Yeah.
spell work. I tell
Yeah.
all musicians have magician abilities because you're singing, and the words that you're singing to people are digesting into them, into their cells, and they're actually digesting your words. And that's why it's been so heavily impactful, and people start being what they hear in songs.
Yeah. That's gonna get really weird with the AI stuff too, when they're writing lyrics of their own and like putting that in the minds of people.
I'm not looking forward to this. I was like, no, this could not be.
Here's the thing is like I'm right there with you. This is not good. But the thing is, we're not dialing it back. There's no way. This is gonna happen. So it's like, what do we do with that? Like, I don't know. How do we move forward? Because they're not gonna stop. AI is not stopping. This is already out of the bag. It's happening.
You know what? I personally feel that's a good question. I'm glad you asked it, Alex. Just like we know how to blackball certain stuff, and what was it? They went on that when people stopped shopping at Target,
Hmm.
and when all that stuff started happening, because they've been saying Target done had to close plenty of stores because they not getting nowhere near as much support since then. So we're gonna have to start not supporting. Don't you start listening to that AI music stuff? You know it's not a real person.
Okay, that's a really good answer.
Don't
Vote with
support it.
your money. Yeah, don't support things that are what's ethical consumerism. Yeah.
Right. Like I'm thankfully I'm happy we live in Music City, thankfully. So look, we don't have to worry about it. We got stars everywhere around here. There's shows that go on all the time. So I'm like, actually go support somebody that's actually doing the work with a physical body. Okay.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Is like there's plenty if you got to hear some new music, there's plenty of starving artists that need your money. Don't give it to robots.
Right. Are you kidding
Yeah.
me? Because trust me, that robot got an owner, and that's who you making rich. And he ain't even talented, he or she. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? This is like, you remember iRobot? This is
Yeah.
literally iRobot happening. They
Yeah,
be
it's
making these movies.
have you heard the theories about like microchips being sigils?
Oh my God. I haven't heard that one, but I can see it going around.
I've seen some stuff online about how certain microchips look like they're laid out like demonic sigils. And I mean, I don't know. Do you think there's anything to first of all, have you heard any of this? Like,
I haven't. You're enlightening me right now. I
okay,
have not.
yeah. So people are saying like the tech stuff and the AI stuff. Um, so what Solomon would bind demons to his will, and part of that
Mm,
story is that he made a like this covenant where they're not allowed to talk to people, and so they have to find ways to talk without talking. So like
wow.
that's
Were they
you
supposed
know
to talk telepathically?
yeah, I'm trying to well yeah, and also like through AI, like through the computer, they have a voice now. So it's like um anyway, I don't know too much about this. This is stuff I heard online and
I know. Yeah, I
um,
get it. There's so much stuff going around. I get it. You just,
yeah, but it's
I did
interesting
hear
though.
about people marrying robots now. You can like get a robot and marry it. I said, what?
It's gonna
They
get
could
that yeah. That's gonna get real crazy when you can like get one pregnant. That
don't even say that. Please don't. Please don't say that.
dude, I don't know what to
No,
tell you. That's where we're headed.
don't. Oh my God. Okay, you know what? It's a movie like this. Sandra Bullock plays in it, and dude that played Wesley Snipes in it. Sandra Bullock and the dude that played Rocky Balboa is in it. Cause he was frozen or something like that. Because he got in trouble. He used to be this police officer, but he got in trouble. They brought him back in the future because they needed him. And they weren't able to have sex no more. They had to put on these machines and have sex in their mind because there was so many diseases that was going around that nobody could actually have physical sex
uh,
anymore. It was
oh
illegal.
man. Oh, it's illegal? Wow.
It was
That's
illegal to have
crazy.
sex, so you had to put on this thing and just pretend like y'all was having sex, and you could still orgasm, but y'all was never supposed to touch. And he was like, "What the hell is this?" He was mad because he was ready to have sex, and she was like, "This is what is this?" Where? And they were nobody was eating food anymore. People was living underground, but they was eating rat burgers. It was weird stuff.
That
You
sounds
gotta. I'm
cool.
gonna find the name of that movie. Somebody gonna list hear us talking about this and know the name of that movie, but I cannot remember that. But it's literally a movie that they made earlier, probably in the early '80s and '90s. And it was about the future, and I think the years we in probably right now. That's
Wow.
the funny part.
That sounds awesome. I want to see that. Wesley
You gotta see
Snipes,
it.
Sylvester Stallone, and who do oh
Sandra Bullock.
Sandra Bullock. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's an all-star cast. I want to see that.
And Wesley Snipes was like the villain in the movie. They was, it was crazy. But it was a crazy movie. But I'm like the stuff. So AI and all that stuff. It's all these old movies that was coming out back then. It's like they always do. Remember the Long Kiss Goodnight, 9/11. Is just these movies always have stuff in it that they know in the future. They're literally they've been
Oh
working on
yeah.
this stuff since back then. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, I've heard about this too. I've heard it called karmic law, where basically they put
Mm.
these ideas in media so that it's in your mind and then it happens, kind of like sigil work, right? Like you're planting that idea and then people are making it happen. Prophecies work like that too. Like
Hmm.
prophecies make it come true because it infects. It's an idea that infects your mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, shit's so crazy. What a wild time to be alive. Like, the people who came before us definitely had no idea this was going to happen, and we have no idea what's going to come. Like, it's crazy.
It do feel like a dream. I ain't gonna lie. The stuff to be happening
Yeah.
like so when back to the Kirk, gentleman, when I was going out of town, that had happened at that night that I was getting ready for my trip because I flew out on the 11th. So I wasn't checking my phone for that type of stuff. And by the time I got back to my hotel room, I started getting all these dings and all this stuff. Cause there was another incident with this girl on a train got
Yeah.
attacked.
Yeah.
She was a Canadian a refugee or something like that.
She was Ukrainian. Yeah.
Ukrainian. Okay, Ukrainian. I ain't gonna lie, they've been there. There's something going around saying that was fake because the way that everybody stood around and saw what happened and nobody did anything. And yeah, true, the way I don't know about that one, but they said it wasn't no blood kind of gushing out. Like if he stabbed her like that, she should have been bleeding and it would have been visible.
Interesting. I haven't seen the video and I haven't heard that, but I don't doubt it. I don't doubt
You
that
can
it
see
was
the
fake.
video. You don't see it's hardly any blood, and he supposedly stabbed this girl on a train, a public transit system, in the neck like 2 or 3 times, and that's a very serious place to stab somebody. Most people that get stabbed in that area bleed out, so it would be a puddle. And they said it took her. Everybody just was walk in the You see, it was so weird. It looked rehearsed because everybody just in real life. If you see somebody get stabbed, you gonna jump up. And me personally, I would definitely jump back because I would be worried about him about to try to stab me. But he stands up, walks off the train. Everybody's still standing around. And then finally, some people started running to her after forever. And the shit, I was like, what is it? But they always do crazy stuff like that right when during the autumn equinox. Bobby Hemmett talked about this because it's a very powerful time that we're transitioning at the time. So they always do some crazy stuff to distract us, and it's always come in threes most of the time because we had that shooting. It was another school shooting too.
Yeah, in Colorado. Yeah. You're
Yeah,
right.
so it
That
was
all
that
happened. I didn't think about that, but you're right. It all happened like within a day of each other.
straight, yeah. See what I'm saying? So they had the shooting and him getting assassinated happened on the same day, and I think the train shooting happened. I mean, the train stabbing. So yeah, they had it always come in three big crazy situations, and they do that every. It's a ritual that they do every autumn equinox
Why do you think they do that?
because we're going into the dark season. It's a sacrifice.
Okay. So what end do you think? What are they trying to?
I feel like it's a harnessing of power,
Okay.
specifically the dark forces, because honestly, sadly, it's so easier to be on the dark side than it is to be on the light side. So naturally, they have a lot of followers on the dark side.
That's definitely true, isn't it? It's a lot
Hmm.
easier. It's a lot easier. That's the easy way out. Being a hero is
Right. So,
hard.
exactly. If it was easy, more people be doing it.
Yep. I saw
So yeah.
we did book club yesterday and Ben Ford, you know Ben, Jess.
Yes, I
Um,
do. I saw him. I liked the video. I saw it.
oh, okay, cool. Yeah, well, we were talking. There's a quote in that book. Dad tells his son, um, "You've got to grow up to be a good man because there's way too many bad men. Like the world doesn't have room for one more bad man." And that's like that fucking hit me, and it got me thinking about what does that mean? What does it mean to be a good person? And it's got me on kind of like a militant kind of mindset because a good person does not stand by and watch evil happen. A good person does whatever they have to do to vanquish evil. And that's,
Hmm.
I think a lot of people think good is complacent, kind of mind your own business. But that's, I mean, that's a lot of the times that's the cowardly option. It's a lot better. Someone has to save the world, right? We have to.
But we all got to stand up.
Yep.
Ain't
Yeah.
they on strike in Canada right now or something?
Really? I don't know about
Yeah,
that.
some Yeah, some strike going on in Canada specifically with their postal service. Something's going on with how they're treating their employees or maybe paying or something. So now people's packages, if you got anything coming from Canada, you may not get it anytime soon because half the employees done walked off.
Wow. Man, yeah, the world's fallen apart in lots of areas. Nepal and Indonesia are rioting really hard. They burned, I think it was Nepal burned down their parliament building, and
Dang,
they
I didn't
killed
hear
like,
about that.
yeah, they killed like three um, government workers too. Yeah, they're going hard in Nepal. We kind of need some of that here, in my opinion. But
Right. Last time we went on strike, it was the Capitol, right?
uh,
Remember the Capitol? They kept walking off the Capitol at the Capitol and stuff.
oh, you talking about January 6th? Right after,
Yeah,
yeah, back in 2016. Yeah,
they
yeah.
had
You
them
know what else
Capitol
too?
walked off. What?
The one I think about a lot is the George Floyd was killed, and people were going hard everywhere. I remember in Memphis, people people were fucking shit up all over the country, not just in America either, in Hong Kong and Australia.
Hmm.
And then next thing you know, all of a sudden we're on lockdown. All of a sudden
They
everyone's
was just talking about I think what's his name, Charlie Kirk, and the dude from George Floyd's birthday the same day or something, or they died on the same
really,
day. I think
wow,
it's Yeah, I think it's something significant about the dates of their death, that's what it was, that they both died on the same day.
no
Same
shit.
day.
That's crazy. Yeah, these people doing shit like they're practicing magic too. They want us to think that magic's not real, but the people at the top are doing hardcore sorcery for sure.
Have you ever seen Lovecraft Country?
Yeah, oh, I love that show. I was so
That
sad
is
when it.
exactly what this is.
Yep, I was so sad that that didn't get another season. I love that
They
show so
supposed
much.
they made that. Apparently, I actually bought the season. I had to because I was like, let me buy this. So I want to get American Gods too because American Gods was deep too.
Yeah, that was good.
Amer- American Gods, but yeah, this is definitely. But I heard there may be another season coming back. I'm not sure. There may be a rumor.
That would be so awesome. Yeah, that show is so good. I think there's only one out right now, right?
Yeah, just one season.
Yeah.
It's just one season, and that was it. But that's what I'm saying. That's what's going on right now. Because remember, there that didn't want people to know they was out there doing magic, and they were.
Yep. Yep.
We got to turn the magic up. We better stop playing out here.
Yeah. I mean, people need, yeah, you're absolutely right. People need to get serious. And I'm not asking people to start a war. I'm asking
Right.
people to understand that or to comprehend. I don't like the word understand. I got to stop saying
I
that.
like that. You right. Comprehend.
People need to comprehend that we're already at war.
This is spiritual warfare.
Yeah, we weren't given a choice whether we want to go to war or not. That's already happening. And like, I mean, they're poisoning our minds, they're poisoning our food, they're poisoning our water, they're poisoning our air, and just, you know, like we both got a friend that's like pregnant, and then we were just talking about. I was asking her about. Well, she was telling me about vaccines for babies, and a lot of
Hmm.
that is just so unnecessary, and
It is.
they really push you on it, and it's like, I mean, this is war. We're at war right now, and I don't like it any more than anyone else, but it's true. And I mean, yeah. Anyway, this I think this
It's
helps.
crazy.
What we're doing right now, I think helps.
Yeah. And getting back what you were saying, I was telling people, like you said, it's not about starting a war, but that, like you said, we didn't start the war. We never started the war. The war was started amongst us when they started forcing, religion on us to begin with, telling us, the same people that say we have freedom of religion are the same people that stopped us from practicing our spiritual practice and banned people's, practices that wasn't religious. So it's not about that, but it's at least about protecting yourself. I tell people that's what I started when I first really started. I was starting out with just simple as protection spells.
Hmm.
I feel like don't they teach you defensive techniques in the military first before they teach you how to fight?
That's a really good
You know what
point.
I'm saying?
That's a really good point.
So you got and boxing and all that. If you're a fighter, so the top of the line is, I like saying the top of the line instead of the bottom of the line. But the top of the line is you got to learn how to defend yourself first out here before you need to know how to fight. Even in Harry Potter, they did that. They taught them defensive spells.
Yeah. That's a really good point. Is like you got to learn how to to take a hit or block a hit before you start learning to throw them. Yeah,
You feel me? So that's why I tell you, just learn how to protect yourself first, and then we could think about throwing them hands.
you're so right. You're so right. Like, and even taking it a step out of magic, like, um, I've never like been really focused on money, just like, but you know what? Like, that is one way we can fight back is getting our money up, where like get like investing in good shit. Like, yeah, I mean, I don't know anything about finances. So like, but I mean, I've been thinking about getting into Bitcoin. I got friends that have made some money on Bitcoin, and it's like,
Hmm.
but find something to invest in that no one can take from you. And like, that's a great way to protest. Um,
Yes, I
yeah.
think people have been talking about this for a while. People need to get businesses because have you seen the crash in the job market too? That's another thing. There's not jobs like that anymore. The job market has significantly crashed, and more companies are having to send employees home because the inflation is so bad. People are not supporting their companies anymore. So they can't even afford to pay their employees. So they're having to let a large number of their employees go and downsizing businesses and stuff, closing down shops and stuff just to stay in business. So now it's getting to the point where people about to start hiring only immediate relatives and close friends that they really care about. That's why the tribe life and coven life and community life is coming back. If you ain't got no community, no tribe, you're gonna be screwed. And that's another thing. If you still need to have something useful because the bartering system is going to be needed. You see what I'm saying? You
Yep.
may not be able to exchange something for money. You might have to exchange a good for another good. You see what I'm saying?
Yep. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
But if you don't have nothing to get, I tell people like, look at this AI stuff they better start doing. Like we talk about the singer stuff. If you all you know how to do is sing, and you don't know how to do nothing else, you're gonna be screwed.
Yep. Yeah, I
You're
mean,
gonna be screwed.
yeah, I think the artists felt like they were safe, and it's like actually like they had some job security, but it's like actually like the AI art and like the AI music, that's what companies are buying now because it's so much
Hmm.
cheaper. Like that, no one's. It's a really hard time to make money on art. Um, like, yeah, I mean, I talk to a lot of artists, and the idea of like success for an artist is like not being in the negative. Like going
Mm.
on tour is so expensive, it's not that profitable. Like a good, an artist that's like making a decent living is just like someone who has a normal job. And then you get like super just super wealthy, selling out arenas. That's a different story, but like that's like one out of a million. Yeah. Is it the wealthy are getting even wealthier and the poor are getting even poorer, and it's a shrinking middle class. Yeah.
Oh, of course, yeah. That's what they gonna do always. That's why even me, like I was like you said about artists traveling, this expensive it is. So I've traveled several times with my business as well, but I tend to not try. I haven't been traveling for a while because it was so expensive. So I've been staying within, I would say, Tennessee and traveling throughout Tennessee. Like I went to an event in Chattanooga that was great and I did well. And I plan on going back to Chattanooga. They got a huge like spooky scene down there. I didn't even know that.
Oh wow, I didn't know that either. That's cool.
Yeah, they got a big witchy scene down there too. They actually got an event coming up that I'm planning on being coming back and working with them. It's a witch market. So uh that's what I'm saying. It's time to move around to different territories that you can that ain't too far away, that ain't too much money. Chattanooga ain't too bad. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like so I've been even doing that, doing that building like that as well. But yes, traveling, like you said, doing a tour, I couldn't imagine doing that. I couldn't. I ain't gonna say I can't imagine, but right now I'm not.
Yeah.
Because it's so much. Even that,
Oh yeah.
even me going to New Orleans was a lot, but I saved up. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Did you work down there when you went?
I planned on to and I wanted to, but instead I decided since it was my solo return, I had a birthday. I decided to go down there just to it's just to hang out and celebrate and meet
Yeah.
some of the people. And oh, I'm glad we're talking about this. So, you know what I just found out? It's an event. Some people that I was going down there so I can meet them firsthand, and I just wanted to kick it with them first. Apparently, New Orleans done started getting stricter about them hosting events down there for tax purposes. So now, if you host events, you're going to be responsible for everybody that shows up to your event if they don't pay taxes, so they can tax you.
Oh, wow.
They did that to the so now I know why they haven't been hosting a lot of events, because there's a lot of people I have been following in New Orleans, and I planned on coming down there and doing an event, and I still do. But now I was like, I was wondering why I stopped. So that's what made me not do an event, because I started noticing they weren't posting events no more, and I said, let me go down there and see what's going on. Yeah, now they're getting a chokehold on the spiritual community even in New Orleans.
Wow. Yeah,
I said, what?
there's a lot of pushback against that.
It
Makes you think.
is.
Really makes you
So
think.
if you don't have a shop down there, you're and which the people I'm talking about, luckily they do. They have a shop, so down in the French quarters and stuff. But people that just want to get their name off the ground and don't own a shop, you can't even do no events without not publicly. Without you better do. You had to do it on the low. That's what I'm saying. We're going back to that, having to secretly do stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was like, wow, how did? Because they could literally try to tax you if people don't pay their taxes. I was like, what?
Wow. That's crazy.
Just
Just
they just getting stripped. But I will say this, I do like this. In the city of New Orleans specifically, unlike here in Nashville, you don't have to have a side work permit to set up and just do tarot readings.
oh wow. But you do in Nashville?
Yeah, I believe so. I don't think I've never tested it. I don't want to, but I don't think you could just go
Yeah.
downtown and set up a table and start doing readings. Somebody gonna say something to you.
Oh wow. Okay. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I think they want.
they won't let buskers play downtown either. Like people,
See what I'm saying?
yeah. No, that makes
But
sense.
it's
So you don't
right.
have
But
well, that makes sense because I'm sorry, go ahead.
now go ahead, finish what you were saying.
Can I tell you a story real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so last time I was in New Orleans, I was probably 10 years ago.
Oh, that was a minute.
Yeah, I think I was like 19. Um, and I was walking down Bourbon Street and this young woman, she was older than me, but I'm probably older than her now. Um, like hollered at me from across the street. And it was like a busy
Mhm.
street. And I looked over and she was just like sitting on a cloth on the street. And there were a lot of people, but she shouted like, "Hey." And I turned and she pointed at me. So she like picked
Mhm.
me out from across the street and there was tons of people. And I crossed the street and go over to her and she's like, "Sit down." And I sit down at this cloth
Wow.
and I'll never forget. Her name is Masani. I like that name. I That's the name of a character in my in a book I'm writing. Um, I always thought that was a pretty name, but she had chicken bones, and
Ooh,
and
okay.
yeah, she read the bones for me, which is crazy because she like called me out across the street, like, "Come here," and
Dang.
it. The weirdest part is like the specifics of what she told me are hazy. I remember everything
Mm.
else except the reading.
You was in a trance.
Yeah, she did. Dude, she had such a power she commanded. Like she called me across
She
the
got
street.
you to come across the street.
That yeah, that was some shit. I wonder
See, I don't do that. I know how powerful I am. I don't do that. I want people to come to me.
yeah, that was some shit. I think about her a lot. I wonder like what she's up to now. But that
She was
was
putting people in trances.
yeah, probably. Yeah. I really don't know how that went. I just remember the chicken bones and that was before I was into the craft and like esoteric stuff. And
Right.
yeah, but yeah, New Orleans is wild, and it's a infamously historic magic city. Uh, it's just such a melting pot for cultures that I love New Orleans.
I loved it. I actually thanks. You know what? I never been to Mardi Gras, and I it's not that I don't want to ever go. I think I'll go someday. But for, getting back to what I was saying about them being able to do readings, yeah, that's another thing. During Mardi Gras, you can do readings right on the street. They said it's still very competitive because everybody's drunk. It's hit or miss if you make money and stuff. But people would just set out in the Jackson Square, like when I was down there, just doing readings with people just walking by. But they said the big time to do it is during Mardi Gras, and you don't have to. Once again, you don't have to pay. And the thing is, you can't sell anything, so I couldn't come out there and have all my merchandise.
Okay.
You can you can only do readings. Now, if you have like, I'm pretty sure she was saying like, obviously they're not gonna be walking around and making sure you ain't selling stuff. So long as you don't have some big shelving where it's visible that you selling merchandise. They said if you had like a couple of bracelets on your table or crystals, they're not gonna say nothing about that stuff. They're gonna be too busy keeping drunk people from falling on their A to,
Yeah.
focus on that. And that's what I said. So I said I would want to go down there and just sell a couple of copper pieces. I would probably not wanna carry too much copper jewelry, honestly, just to
Sure.
prevent me from getting robbed or anything. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? I would just go down there and do readings. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So I'm actually thinking about it, going back to just do readings.
Yeah. You got the style and the look. I bet you'd clean up on Mardi Gras.
I would go down there and get on that street,
Yeah,
especially over there. I'm like,
you would
I'm
kill it.
coming down. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna give me some get because it's you could just set up anytime you want to. So I got and now I got some context for other oracles that do it all the time because they live there, so they can tell me the best times to come down there and all that.
Hell yeah. That's
Yep.
awesome. Yeah. Man, what a wild life. I think about, here's something I've been thinking about a lot is like my life's pretty good right now. Like I'm better than it's ever been, I'm extremely blessed.
Congratulations to that.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I mean, I feel very, very fortunate. Um, and that's not to say I didn't, like manifest a lot of this myself, but even the stuff I didn't, I've just been extremely fortunate. And it's weird watching my life get better and the world get worse at the same time. And it makes me feel a little bit like I have that Christian guilt still where I'm like, you know, I feel like I have a responsibility to put back into the world because I've been so blessed.
That's not a Christian guilt. That's a superhero gift. That's a superhero. That's superhero problems. We'd be like, man, it's so great. I gotta help everybody else. We always want to help everybody. We can't never just take our greatness and enjoy it. We be feeling all like, other people deserve to be happy like this. We can't help
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I really struggle with that. It's like I have a hard time like relaxing and, um, I have a good time, like, I got like, I go and do stuff, but, um, I have a hard time relaxing. Usually even when I'm having fun, it's like pretty high pace. So like, uh, but yeah, I mean, I think part of that is because there's plenty of reason to be urgent right now. Like
Hmm.
I gotta like learn to balance it though, and like take care of myself too. But yeah, yeah,
That's why I took my trip. I said I'm not about to feel guilty about enjoying the life that I have. I'm with you. Things are great going and great in my life. I'm especially at a time like this. It seemed like you said, there's people just, are going through so much stuff. And I'm like, I'm on this side of it. But I said that's which is why you should cherish it because me and you do know what it's like being on the other side. We've been through hard times and we got through our hard times. You know what I'm saying? Now the wheel of fortune is on our side and it's time for us to enjoy it. We can't be sitting around
yeah.
sobbing about it.
You're
So
right.
I said, no, I'm getting my butt out here and having a blast.
I know you're
And
right. It's just
right,
hard. It's just hard. Yeah.
I ain't apologizing for none of this fun I'm having. I'm stacking up some more fun. Okay.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I like what you said earlier too. Is like, it doesn't have to be go to war. It's first of all is like protect your neck, like figure out how to survive in this world first. That's great advice. Like you can't help anyone if you're dead. So yeah,
What they say, don't put the mask on. Put the mask on you before you put the mask on anybody else.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
It's
like
you know what? It's a movie. Can I, oh my bad. What was you about to say?
I was gonna say, my mom has always like been a really my mom is like I'm very lucky in that way too. Is like the best person I think I've ever met. Just a really strong woman with great values, and but she is very much so like not take care of herself, and like I think I get a lot of that from growing up the way I did, and also from her is like you gotta like you said, you gotta put the mask on yourself first. Yeah. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
No, I was. Thank you for sharing that about your mom. I'm happy you
Yeah.
had a great mother.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I was talking about The Coop. It was this movie called The Coop. It was actually a Netflix original. I gotta find that movie because I want that on. It's certain movies that you gotta make sure you have a copy of that in case they ever all this Netflix and all this stuff shut down. You need a copy. So it's called Coop, and I believe it came out around the time that's when they always drop movies before stuff happened in real life. So
Yeah.
it's called Coop, where these people was literally trying to stop. We don't really know how the system works, like as far as who's really in charge and calling the shots. So it was these big time men that was making serious decisions on our lives, including what was happening in America. They were men that represented different parts of the country coming together in these big meetings, and they was pushing for what's it called, chemical warfare, where they would spray certain areas and kill all these innocent people. So it was a war zone, so people was having to like go there and put masks on people, give them masks, like help them, send funding for these innocent people that was always getting used as bait and stuff. So they couldn't say anything and couldn't escape, and people was just dying, and the stuff that they were spraying was making them seize and everything, and it was just crazy. And you see what I'm saying? And people
Yeah.
in our governments was a lot. They knew this was happening. It was just part of the process. It has to be done for the greater good. And it was crazy. And they was there to stop the embassy from doing this huge bombing they was about to do that people didn't know about. So one person they faked their own death. So they faked their own deaths just to do this because they actually had death certificates and they weren't supposed to be alive. That was some bad stuff right there. I was like, heck yeah, they faked their own deaths. So they had to leave their families and not tell their families that they wasn't really dead. They went to their own funerals and everything. It was awesome.
Damn. That's called Coop.
It's called Coop. It was one scene where this guy, he was watching his family and he was like, that motherfucker never came to see me the last 10 years. And he the bang one crying. I'm like, exactly. I would love to see how people act at my funeral. Yeah. But yeah, you should see it. It's a good movie. I haven't seen it in a while, but that movie will have you staring at the screen the entire time. It's a good movie.
Have you seen Barbarian?
No,
Do you like horror movies?
you know I do.
Okay. All right.
I'm
Oh
going to
man.
the Nashville Film Festival this year.
Oh hell yeah. When is that?
That's on October the 4th. I'm excited
Oh,
about
that's
that. I want to be a bad witch in one of them scenes, man.
uh that's awesome. I might have to come to that too.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's this new movie that came out called Weapons, and
Mhm.
it's about spellcraft. That's kind of spoilers, but um,
Ooh,
like
I
the way
want to
they
see it
do it,
now.
it's nice. It's nice. You'll definitely appreciate it because it's subtle. It's like not over the top. It's very legit,
I know
and
what you're talking about. Yeah, I need stuff like that.
yeah, and because I like it too, but so much of the movies are just hokey. Like that's not how shit works. You know, like it's just so over the top. But like I like it when it's like believable, real magic, like sympathetic
Hmm.
magic, stuff like that. And
Yeah.
yeah, but you'd like Weapons, and the guy did another movie called Barbarian. It's really good.
Okay. It's this other movie. I missed it when it was in theater, but I feel like these movies are only staying in theaters for like 2 or 3 weeks and they move them out. pretty
Oh
quick.
yeah.
But it's this movie called Witchboard that I wanted to see.
Hmm. Okay.
It's called Witchboard, and it's not in theaters anymore. And I think you can finally purchase it or now, or you can stream it on like Fandango or something like that.
Yeah.
But I'm like, man, I want to see that. I'm gonna have to see that. I was gonna rent it on YouTube, but they want too much for me to rent it. I'm like, no, I'm not, because it's still new. I'm like, yeah, it just dropped in August, but they not selling it on DVD and Blu-ray and stuff yet.
Oh,
So
okay.
they still trying to get their money off of it, but it's not in theaters no more.
Well, I get um like I can get pretty much any movie or anything for free. It's pretty easy if you know what you're doing.
I
Um,
look at you, I already know what you're talking about. Don't even say it.
yeah, yeah, but like it's let me just say it's really easy. I mean, if it's out already, if it's not on Blu-ray or DVD, it might not be, where you could download it. But
Right.
it's pretty easy to they have a really hard time policing that. It's not, yeah.
I got
Anyway.
you. Yeah. They got I think the Conjuring is still out,
Hmm.
and they said they about to bring Sinners back to theaters for Halloween. That's gonna be cool.
Oh
I would
wow.
definitely go back and see it. I'll go back and watch it.
Yeah. If you go, I'll go with you. I've never seen Sinners, but I've heard about it. I know what it is.
We should go. I want you to go with me.
Hell yeah, let's do it.
We could go. They said Halloween. They're gonna. Oh, I know somewhere else they're gonna be showing it, but showing it as well. But yeah, we should definitely go see it. It's coming
Hell
out. They
yeah.
said they're gonna bring it back in the weekend of Halloween or something like that. So yeah,
That's what's up.
yeah.
Well, Isha, it's been good talking to you. Uh,
Yes, I'm happy we did this again.
we always have such good conversations when we do this. We should do it again soon.
I'm for it. Just let me know.
Yeah. And you can catch Isha at the witch sorry, it's Witch's Conjuring.
Which is Conjuring Festival. Yep.
Hell yeah. That's on Halloween, you said?
Halloween night, October 31st at 6 p.m.
Hell yeah. Get your tickets in the link below.
All
And
right.
Alice, we'll see you next week.